This dramatic red sandstone cliff in the middle of a forest used to be the home of a Tudor outlaw turned folk hero. Who was this alternative Robin Hood, and where are we? Find out in just a moment.
In today's show, I'll be helping a couple buy their very first home together. And early on, we run into a few sticky issues.
How do you get at the cobwebs up there?
Very, very long duster.
But then with the mystery house, we find property perfection.
I tell you, Alistair, I should have brought my Roger's thesaurus with me, because I've run out of superlatives now for this house.
Today we're in Shropshire, and this is Kynaston's Cave in the Nesscliffe Country Park. Humphrey Kynaston was a Tudor nobleman who turned to crime after he was accused of murder, and he lived in these caves for 20 years. Him in one and his horse in the other. Now you might wonder how a horse gets up all those stone steps, but Beelzebub, the horse, was no normal steed. He could clear a 12-foot wall and on one famous occasion jumped the River Severn in one leap. Humphrey Kynaston's career as a criminal, robbing from the rich to give to the poor, did not last forever. He was pardoned by Henry VIII and died a peaceful death in 1534. So, apart from cutthroats and folk heroes, what else is Shropshire famous for?
Well, it's the largest landlocked county in England and has one of the lowest populations in the country. Set within its spectacular rural landscape, Thomas Telford's cast iron bridge, now a World Heritage Site, stands testament to the area's industrial achievements during the 18th century. Shropshire's architectural heritage also runs deep, nowhere more so than in Ludlow, which has imposing castle ruins that date back to Norman times. Its historic centre is also home to the distinctive black and white timber-framed buildings, a style found widely throughout the county's towns and villages.
As you're probably aware, house prices are pretty stagnant across the country at the moment, and according to the Land Registry figures this month, the West Midlands are not an exception. The prices have been going down. But Shropshire bucks the trend. Not by very much, I have to admit, 0.4% rise, but nonetheless a rise. And with the buoyant market also comes good value. The average detached house here costs £250,000, which is £4,000 below the national average.
Here's a selection of what's currently on the market. For £365,000, this three-bedroom barn conversion in Stokesay is all on one level, but its vaulted ceilings create a real sense of space. The kitchen comes complete with a range, and the sitting room has a brick fireplace. Outside, the well-tended gardens have views over open countryside. This three-bedroom country house near Linley Brook comes with nearly 8 acres of pasture and gardens. And inside, the two main reception rooms feature exposed beams and a huge ingle nook. With 3 bedrooms all told, it's on the market for £585,000. And if your budget stretches to £745,000, this substantial barn conversion in Eveleth combines contemporary decor with character features, such as the exposed ceiling timbers that are a recurrent theme in some of its 5 bedrooms. Outside, the secluded gardens extend to just over half an acre.
Some lovely properties on the market here in Shropshire. Let's meet the discerning couple who are planning to move here.
Haywood, a company director, and Felicity, an educational consultant, have been an item for 10 years, but still divide their time between their 2 respective Cheshire homes, his near Northwich and hers in Sandbach. As the 6 children they have between them have flown the nest, and with retirement on the horizon, they now feel it's the right time to move into their first home together.
I was born in the country, really. Lived a country existence as a child on the Wirral. We had hens and vegetable garden. I suppose I'm perhaps trying to go back to my childhood, if you like.
I think we'd like to move to an area that I know a little bit about, because I work in Shropshire at the moment, so we're looking to move to ideally North Shropshire.
Although they're buying together for the first time, both are agreed on an edge-of-village location. But the wish list for their ideal property has many elements to it.
I think what we're looking for in a new house is at least 3 to 4 bedrooms with a study, a couple of extra reception rooms as well. A really nice feature would be a dining kitchen with some nice ranges in or whatever, because Felicity loves cooking and we probably do a lot more entertaining. I think with the outside space and the land, if it's available, there are various options I'd like to look at. We do like wildlife, so we'd love to develop quite an extensive wildlife garden and attract wildlife in.
We'd like a water feature of some
Yeah,
sort,
water
wouldn't we?
feature
A
would be
river,
great.
a canal, lake, pond,
yeah.
anything like that
So-
nearby or at the bottom of the garden would be absolutely perfect.
And I think if there was any outbuildings or any sufficient space, there are some sort of hobby businesses we'd like to do. I mean, Felicity would love to start up a little specialist cattery, wouldn't you?
that
Because
would
we
be
both love
nice.
cats.
And we'd definitely like to keep a few chickens.
Yes, maybe a goat
Yep.
or 2.
In order to finance the move, Felicity plans to rent out her property, whereas Haywood is going to put his on the market. But they're open-minded about how much they want to spend.
I think our budget for this move is £550,000, but we could be flexible if there were business opportunities attached to it.
This is going to be a really interesting show because Haywood and Felicity have been a couple for 10 years, but they've always lived apart. So this house in Shropshire will be the first time they come together and open up all their moving boxes and go, oh, I want this to go here, no, that should go there. Or maybe not, they might move in very harmoniously. But we're also going to try and throw in a business option, a sideline that will keep them occupied when they choose to retire. Only thing is, we have to find the house that contains all of that.
Haywood and Felicity are keen to focus their search in the North Shropshire area, so it's an easy drive from Cheshire for visiting friends. I'll be showing them 3 country homes, all with very different attributes, but they won't find out the price of each until they've had a guess first. The last of these is our mystery house, which will force them to re-evaluate what they think they really want.
Welcome to Shropshire.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
The 2 of you are moving in together,
Yeah.
having brought up families in separate homes. Are you a bit anxious about that?
I don't think so, actually. The strange thing is, we've been together for about nearly 10 years
It is
now.
10 years at Christmas.
And we don't argue. This could be a new opportunity today.
It's always a first time.
There's always a first time, but generally we have similar tastes, don't we?
Now, the interesting thing about your house hunt is that you want a home for yourself, obviously, but there is this possibility that you want to sort of have a little business holiday let or something on
Yes,
top.
that's right.
Now, that affects your budget. Can you just run through what you're going to spend?
Yeah, my budget is £550,000.
That's for the house?
That's for the house. Now, if there's a business opportunity alongside it that we can develop, then the budget would increase, depending on the size of the business opportunity, but it wouldn't be restricted to £550,000.
Excellent. Well, it's a beautiful part of the countryside, as you can see, and
it's gorgeous.
we've picked out some nice houses for you. So are you ready to go and see them?
Very ready.
Then follow me.
Thank you.
Haywood and Felicity have set themselves a budget of £550,000, although they would be happy to increase that if the right business opportunity came along. Their criteria include a large kitchen diner, preferably with a range, and at least 3 bedrooms. Haywood also needs a study. An essential element of the property is outbuildings with money-making potential, possibly for a holiday let. And if the setting attracted wildlife and had a water feature, so much the better.
In terms of the property, is there a particular style you're looking for, a period, or...?
It's a really tricky one to answer that, because I think you just have a feel about a place when you go in. We're looking for something cosy perhaps, but also airy. If that doesn't really make any sense, I know, but we'd like it to be quite light but welcoming and have a warm feel to it. Well, I'm sure you found us just the perfect place. I'm
Oh, dear.
not concerned.
Dear,
I have every confidence
I'm
in
not
you.
keen on all this pressure.
Oh, yeah. It's good for you, pressure, Alistair. It makes you perform.
Hopefully we'll rise to the challenge as we get our property search underway, a short drive from the historic market town of Wem, which provides them with a whole host of independent shops. A couple of miles out of town, set back from a road, is our first house, a substantial barn conversion.
So here we go, house number 1. What are your first thoughts?
Well, it's certainly a stunning building, yeah.
It's a barn conversion. It was done about 2006 and really has just been completed. It's a bit of a work of art inside.
Yes, it looks like it might be from what we can see even from here.
Let's have a peek.
OK.
There's a surprise element to this house which I'll reveal later, but we'll explore the beautifully renovated interior of this barn conversion, which is set out in a U shape. And I'm hoping the first room will be Felicity's idea of culinary heaven.
In we come.
Ooh.
And straight into your realm, I think, Felicity.
Definitely my realm. This is amazing.
It's got plenty of space in there. Nice family meals around there.
It's got the range. That looks
Yeah,
amazing. Is
that's
that gas?
gorgeous.
It is gas.
Yes, double-topped gas.
Yeah,
I really like having somewhere to sit as well, like that in the kitchen, as well as having a big dining table. It's nice to have somewhere to relax.
and there's plenty of space in here too, isn't it? Nice and light.
The one thing about this property is there is space a go-go. I think this is a lovely space, and it keeps on giving, this house.
This is amazing.
That's nice, isn't it? I love the trusses
thought
at
that
the
was
top
big?
and the arch. Yeah, and it's so light, isn't it, with the big windows.
So
How do you get at the cobwebs up there?
very, very long duster.
That's right. It just makes it look even bigger again because of the sudden height, the change in height, really, which is superb.
And then down here, more. When you look down this wing,
Oh, goodness, look at this.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
you've got a mezzanine sort of sitting area with a TV up there, and then a more formal area downstairs with this lovely Minster stone fire
Isn't
surround.
that
Yes, it
gorgeous?
is
That
nice.
is fantastic.
And spiral staircase
Yeah,
is something I've
yeah.
always liked, and always wanted to put in a house. Never managed to get one in yet, so
There you go.
that's another big tick.
This range of sprawling reception rooms gives Hayward and Felicity's visiting family acres of space to spread out in. Retracing our steps into this central hallway, the staircase leads up to 3 generous double rooms. First stop, the master.
So this would be your bedroom.
Oh, lovely. Perfect.
I like the oak beams. It just adds a lot to it, I think,
Yeah.
on the original round windows, which are dressed well.
There's amazing sort of green oak sort of beams throughout that holds up the whole barn conversion
yeah.
idea.
It's been very well done, I think.
It's very nicely finished, isn't it? Everywhere's
It is.
immaculate.
You've got an ensuite round the corner with a nice slipper bath, but there's more.
Alice's little secrets again.
The upstairs corridor leads through to a second guest room, another enormous double with a light, spacious ensuite shower room. And even the final double comes complete with its own bathroom. Sandwiched between these rooms is a landing with a spiral staircase that leads back down to my surprise element, a whole other annex.
Ah, the second house.
Oh, Lord.
Didn't expect that,
So how many sitting rooms is that?
I know, it's
I'm
like
losing
you
count.
lose track, don't you? Essentially, this is a separate sort of holiday let.
It's just no idea that would be here. So
No,
that's a new
no.
that's quite
It's
a
so much
surprise.
bigger than I thought it
It
would
is.
be. It just seems to go on and on.
Tremendous.
This one-bedroom annex with its own ensuite wet room is a perfect and low-maintenance answer to their request for a business opportunity. Outside, the immediate gardens up to the wooden fence and further paddock area amount to nearly 1.2 acres. It's a generous package, but there's one catch.
Just wondering, Alistair, about the rest of the...
You're being very subtle. There's the huge white elephant in the room is this
Yeah.
massive
Yes.
building that is attached to yours, in
Yes.
fact.
Yeah.
And this is all being developed by the people who developed this.
Right.
So you will have built-in, plumbed-in neighbours.
Right.
Okay.
So it's obviously something that to bear in mind. So how much do you think it's on the market for?
I would say about 520.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit higher than that. I'm not really counting in the extra annex, but about 530-ish.
Okay, so this is on the market for 575.
Right, okay.
But, you know, it's the first property you've seen in this area, so it's difficult to pull figures out of the ether. But have a look around,
Yes, that would
and
be
then
great.
I'll see you at the front,
All right,
and we can go on to the
Alistair.
next one.
See you there.
Although over budget at £575,000, this spectacular barn conversion does give them an annex with rental opportunity. It also provides a supersized dining kitchen with the range that Felicity wanted, and 3 huge reception rooms with an open fireplace. Upstairs, the 3 double bedrooms all have en suites. Plus, there's that 1-bedroom annex with holiday let potential.
Initially, I was slightly disappointed because I'm not essentially into barn conversions. I don't know why. They tend to be a bit too modern for me. But when we came into the house and I saw the kitchen, I was blown away by it. It's a beautiful space. It's very open, very airy. The range looks fantastic, and I can see us entertaining family and friends in here, and that was a big wow feature.
I think, like all houses, there are upsides and downsides, and the upsides to this, for me, is the house itself, which is superb. I think the downside is the proximity to a main road and the noise, and the fact that there's really no views out the back. You're next to another sort of development, which I think isn't ideally what we're looking for. So the house, a definite contender, not sure about the location.
There you are.
I'm here.
Very good.
Had a good look round.
You had a good look. Good. You ready for the second one?
Certainly am.
Yes, please.
On we go.
North Shropshire is an area that Haywood and Felicity know well, but they're less familiar with the south of the county. So earlier in the week, we sent them into the heart of the South Shropshire Hills to the market town of Church Stretton. Of its 4 churches, St Lawrence is of particular interest, as it features a medieval carving of a woman known as a Sheila Nagig, a figure thought to ward off evil or to represent fertility. Fertility symbols were also used by farming communities to ensure a good harvest, which is how the tradition of corn dollies came into being. To find out more, we sent our buyers to the nearby Acton Scott working farm, where they're meeting Margaret Newsom, who's going to reveal all about this unique rural craft.
So the tradition of corn dolly making went back to ancient times, pre-Christian, because people were very superstitious. And of course they didn't want the crops to fail. I mean, it was literally fatal if they didn't have any crops. And so they used to believe that the spirit of growth and fertility actually lived in the field. The reaping team cut the field of wheat. We leave a stand of wheat in the corner of the field, and the spirit of growth and fertility goes into that. And then the oldest member of the reaping team, he'll cut it down, and he forms it into a very rough human idol. Rough human form. And then you've captured the spirit of growth and fertility, and it goes home on the last wagon.
Religious customs have been bound up in ensuring a bountiful harvest for centuries. The Romans worshipped their own goddess of grain, Ceres, from which our word cereal is derived. During the Victorian era, different regions would compete against each other with their own design of corn dolly, which is why there's such variety, including some very intricate ones.
This corn dolly
That's gorgeous.
is the crown. This was also made by the farm workers in the fields. It was plaited, and it was given to the lord of the manor.
Having discovered the history, Felicity attempts to master the basics by weaving what is known as a fill-the-gap plait.
That's lovely. Well done. That's it, you've got it.
It's quite. You could do with another pair of hands.
Yes,
really.
just use your thumb for control. That's lovely, well done.
Time for Haywood to add his contribution to what is known as a countryman's favour. The 2 braids are tied together with the traditional red ribbon, and hey presto, they have the finished article. Let's hope it all bodes well for our property search, and that our crop of houses gives them rich pickings. Our house search continues 5 miles from Oswestry in the village of St Martin's. Although the centre has its fair share of road traffic, our second property sits by the banks of the Llangollen Canal, where the only passing traffic are the barges meandering past.
Now, house number 2.
This is lovely.
That is quite fantastic,
Really,
isn't it? What a
really
fantastic
is.
looking house that is.
And there's our water feature.
Yes.
Well spotted.
Yeah, excellent.
Now, it's a
That's gorgeous.
bundle of features, this property. You have a Shropshire canal running through your property. You have a 50-foot mooring. And along here, well, the total land that you get with is just over 6.5 acres. So a lot of looking after nature. And this extraordinary building, which was converted over the last sort of 10 years or so. It was probably in parts is about 200 years old, but it's a completely up-to-date eco-house. It's very carbon neutral. It's got a very good carbon score. It's very ecological. And it has this separate, it's not attached, it's a separate outbuilding which is up and ready to be converted into a holiday let.
Fantastic.
Should we look at some?
Let's have a look.
Set apart from the house is another large outbuilding, which gives them a garage and workshop. But I'm hoping the homely feel of the interior of the main house will be just what they wanted.
Come on in. I'm going to whisk you straight through to the kitchen. So I think this gives a good sample of the house.
Wow.
Oh, that's
This is-
lovely, isn't it?
I don't know what the right word is to describe this, really. It's not cute.
It's more sort of cottagey, though,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the featured brick and the wood is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
I'm
Absolutely.
spotting that. What's that metalling? Is it an oven of some sort?
This is a little
It's like
feature
like a bread
that she
oven
came
of
from
some
the
kind.
next door cottage and threw into the utility room.
Right.
Everything here is kind of reclaimed, recycled, the
it's just
stone,
been
the wood.
reused.
But you do have your nice big range,
Yes. Yeah.
and you have this rather nice sort of doorway that goes straight out onto the canal. Because one of the things we were thinking was that you could run a tea shop.
Yes.
Yes.
Which would be ideal for us, wouldn't it?
You were
I think.
talking about
I
them
was
making
talking about
gourmet
that.
meals to give to the people on
They
their
can
longboats.
collect us on the way past, yes.
It would be
Save them
really
cooking.
nice during the season, during the boating season.
Can't wait to see the rest of it.
The kitchen also has the added bonus of a huge pantry. But let's get their view on the high-spec features of the main reception.
So notice these.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there's vents, aren't they?
Here's the sitting room, much more modest than the last house.
No, but it's
Yeah,
cosy,
it's nice,
isn't
it's
it?
cosy, it's very light. We got light from 3 sides, which is excellent, isn't it, really?
These doors that go onto a lovely sort of terrace that sits overlooking the canal. And obviously views of the canal from this one.
Yeah.
And this magnificent log burner, which probably could heat the whole of Shropshire.
Yeah, looks like it could.
But you also have solar panels that gives you hot water. You have this, which keeps the house very warm because it has a series of vents. There's vents that go out into the hall and
Yeah, we
upstairs,
noticed those.
so the hot air circulates around the house. And it's extremely well insulated.
Overall, the property has an energy efficiency rating D, which will help reduce those heating bills. Back across the hallway is a second reception room, which would make a great snug, and a useful cloakroom which is tucked away next door. With downstairs covered, we'll head up the impressive oak staircase and explore the 4 bedrooms on the first floor.
And this is a lovely room, I think. This is the master bedroom.
Oh yes.
It's a
it is.
huge size.
Gorgeous,
You've
isn't
got,
it?
yes. It just makes such a difference with the different shape. I love the shape of the door as you come in. It just adds more to a feature to it, doesn't it, really?
All the different aspects.
And very high ceilings, very spacious, beautiful picture view over the canal.
No, it's lovely.
That's a lovely room, isn't it?
I
Just
like
a
that.
nice room.
I even like the raspberry-coloured walls.
Yes, I do.
And you've got cast iron sort of radiators here, but again running off the biofuel if you want them.
Yeah.
And under your feet here, this is one of the vents coming up from the log burner.
Oh, with the heat coming
So
up.
no heat is wasted
Goes all through the house.
all through the house, including into your rather fabulous ensuite.
Oh, right.
Oh, look at this. This is fabulous.
Isn't
It's
it?
rather nice too, isn't it? Yeah.
Down the other end of the landing is the family bathroom, which serves the other 3 bedrooms. A spacious double and single, both featuring exposed stone and timber beams, and a further skylit double. And there's no need for Hayward to use any of these for his study, as outside, in a separate building, there's a great office. Above this, there's potential for a one-bedroom holiday let, which already has planning consent. Overall, this property gives them a gorgeous, energy-efficient home that needs no work, with over 6 acres of land offering them plenty of scope. Time to take a view on the price.
How much do you think it all costs? Because I know it's lots of different bits. So it's quite a lot of land. It's a sort of very modern, funky house. And the outbuilding.
I'm thinking it's probably our limit.
I wouldn't be surprised. 570, 575.
OK, this time you've all
miles
gone a
out,
bit
okay.
up, because actually it's on the market for 525.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Have a look around and then I'll see you at the front.
Okay,
OK.
thank you.
Under budget at £525,000, this stunning country home has so many components to it. Besides having 2 reception rooms with a wood burner, Felicity was fired up by the country kitchen that gave her a range. Upstairs provides 4 bedrooms with an amazing master ensuite, and the outbuildings include the potential for a holiday let and a study for Hayward. It's all topped off with their own mooring on the neighbouring canal.
I was instantly attracted to the house when we arrived here. There was something about the different fabrics it was made of. The main road is quite close to the property. But having said that, when you are at the side of the house here, in the lounge and in the bedroom, the noise is certainly lessened, and I wonder whether we could perhaps quite quickly get used to that.
I used to live near a canal before. I just loved the idea of the narrowboats passing by. So really picturesque, beautiful. 3 aspects of the house have got tremendous views over the countryside, and the extra land is a real bonus.
It's actually a beautiful view here, because 1 mile that way is Wales. I was just saying, these are the Welsh hills. On a clear day, you can see your way into Wales.
I know, it's beautiful.
Beautiful,
isn't it?
especially when it rises up as well. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, that's our last house today. Time to rest and digest.
Excellent, OK.
As evening falls over the fields of Shropshire, the first day of our house hunt draws to a close. Having been together for 10 years, Hayward and Felicity are now poised to buy their very first home together and cross the border from Cheshire to Shropshire. Their budget of £550,000 is a movable feast, as they're looking for a property that comes with business potential to boost funds and keep them busy during their retirement. The 2 properties we've shown them so far have addressed the idea of holiday lets, but coming up, we change tack completely.
But you're not just buying a house, you're buying a castle.
Wow.
And I visit a unique farm with over 8,000 owners and a big vision.
I think the canal yesterday so nearly convinced Hayward and Felicity that that beautiful house by the canal side was the one for them, but not quite, because there was still the road, and I don't think they were really convinced by the business options. So for the mystery house today, we're leaving all that behind. What we're giving them is a beautiful house, no road noise whatsoever, and a surprise at the bottom of the garden.
Our mystery house takes us to the village of Cheswardine, which along with a community shop would give them 2 local pubs to choose from. Its distinctive sandstone church can actually be seen from our mystery offering, which is going to challenge our buyers to throw all their holiday let aspirations out the window and focus instead on a special country home just for them.
Here we are.
Oh, good grief.
This is a corking mystery house.
Charming, isn't it? Absolutely charming. And the church tower as well, absolutely superb.
Oh, it's great.
Beautiful house.
That looks fabulous.
And listen,
No traffic.
no traffic, just
traffic.
birds.
A little trickle of water.
Trickle of water.
Yeah, it couldn't be more perfect, could it?
No, it's
Absolutely
fabulous.
superb.
It's about 200 years old. These are the cottages and stable block that belongs to the big manor house, which is at the other side. But you're not just buying a house, you're buying a castle.
Wow.
And the castle is in your 4 acres of woodland.
Excellent.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
These are not great romantic ruins, but instead the 1,000-year-old earthworks of Cheswardine Castle. And the beautiful woodland provides a dramatic backdrop to the castle mound and its moat.
So imagine 9th century. This is your castle mound.
It's superb, isn't it?
A wooden fortress, moat
wildlife
goes all the
habitat.
way around. And this is an English heritage ancient monument.
And I wanted a wildlife garden. Well, this is like much more than a wildlife garden.
Impressed?
Impressed.
So do I need to show you the house?
Yes, please.
I suppose we'd better have a look at it, hadn't we?
Come on then. Cross the drawbridge.
Well, they certainly won't be disappointed, as inside is bursting with character features.
And a step into the sitting room.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Isn't that lovely? And so warm and welcoming.
Proper little cottagey.
That is lovely,
lounge.
isn't it? That is really nice.
Effectively, what you've got is 3 cottages in a row, and
Yeah.
they've all been obviously sort of made into one. But you can see you've got the old beams from the original building.
Super
The
flooring.
lower
Look at the
floor with these
flooring.
lovely kind of quarry tiles.
The bay window helps a lot too. It makes the room so much larger, doesn't it?
First impressions, yes,
Yeah.
please, yes.
It's very good.
You can imagine your things in here?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, it flows on into the kitchen. I love this kitchen.
Oh, gosh.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Fantastic.
It is. And beautiful sink as well. It's beautifully, it's hand built, isn't it?
It's hand built and it's chestnut.
I love these beams in the...
And you'll notice above the door there's the coat of arms of the Lestrange family, who are the people who are in sort of manor house and everything originally.
Flowing on from the kitchen is a separate dining room, great for family entertaining. And beyond that, the 3 former stables, still with their original doors, offer up a great additional space and are currently being used as a utility area and a garden store. Back through the house on the other side of the hallway is a ground floor bedroom, which is served by a bathroom next door. Upstairs off the main staircase there are 2 further double guest rooms, either side of a small bathroom. But we're going to head up the back staircase to where there's a 4th skylit single room with its own ensuite. Plus a huge vaulted landing which Hayward could use as a study, or he could take next door, which is even bigger.
Oh, look at that. Well, I'll tell you, Alistair, I should have brought my Roger's Thesaurus with me because I've run out of superlatives now for this house. I just don't know what else to say, really.
That's really good.
Shocked or will do? I don't know.
It is,
Shock
it's
and awe.
amazing, yeah. This is a
Absolutely
wonderful
beautiful,
room.
isn't it?
Our mystery house may be a home just for them, but there's no doubt that the space for visiting family and superb original features have proved impressive. But have we done enough?
Can you afford it? How much is it?
To me, it's probably worth $575, I'd say.
I'd say probably at least that, maybe 600.
Well, it's on the market for $595.
All right.
But it's been on the market for a while,
Right.
and the owners are quite keen to move. So, of course, there's a little room for, room for negotiation if you really love it.
If it's a stretch, it's a stretch, but we need to look at it. I think it's a lovely house.
That's the fighting talk I like to hear. Why don't you have a look around inside, because there's lots you haven't seen yet.
Yes.
And I'll meet you afterwards.
OK.
All right, Alice.
Cheers.
See you later.
Wonderful. I mean, it is, in many ways, perfect for them, but it doesn't offer them any businesses. But that's all right. They're going to retire here and be very, very happy.
Over their budget at £595,000, our historic mystery house is a unique proposition and has certainly put temptation in their way. It provides them with 2 reception rooms with character, a wonderful country kitchen, 4 bedrooms, and a wildlife paradise including 4 acres of woodland boasting their own moat and castle ruins.
The house inside is just stunning. It really is. It's traditional, lots of character. And when we first walked in the door, and as we walked around, it just felt like home. It's almost a house that I know I could fall in love with, and I think Felicity could as well.
We've got our own moat, our own ancient castle, beautiful orchards, plenty of places for our chickens and everything else. The potential is enormous. And if I was being honest, there is nothing that I would change about this house. I love it.
Well, that went well.
Very well.
Absolutely perfect.
OK, so time to regroup, put all our thoughts on one page. Let's go and find somewhere to do that.
OK.
Shropshire is renowned for its farming heritage, and 5 miles from the town of Market Drayton is one of the oldest organic smallholdings in the country. Fordhall Farm has been the residence of the Hollins family since the 1700s. And I'm here to meet Charlotte Hollins, whose father Arthur was at the forefront of the organic movement for around 70 years.
Tell me about this amazing farm, because your father was a real pioneer when it came to organic farming way back in, when was it, the 30s?
Just after the Second World War, Dad was one of the few farmers that believed that organic farming was a more sustainable way of farming and was much more secure going into the future, and he kept Fordhall organic, and it has been so ever since.
So basically you've got 70-odd years of good organic soil underneath your feet.
Absolutely, yeah.
Charlotte and her brother have maintained their family's commitment to organic farming. 5 years ago, when she was just 21, the farm faced the threat of being sold off to developers. And their subsequent campaign led to this becoming the country's first community-owned farm.
The really interesting bit about your story is how you raised the money.
That's right. We had to find some way of securing the farm long term, and by talking to the local community, by involving them in the farm's progress and in the farm's future development, we created a community ownership scheme. We're an industrial and provenance society, and by creating that structure we were able to sell shares at £50 each, and it was through that share scheme we were able to raise £800,000 to purchase Fordhall Farm, and it's now in the ownership of all of those members right across the country.
Wow, so how many shareholders do you have?
We have 8,000 or thereabouts, and we were completely amazed by the response that we had from the general public.
The fact that the farm has the buy-in of stakeholders and the local community means that in the face of competition from large-scale producers, a small farm like this can still bring home the bacon in the form of these Gloucester Old Spots.
It's lunchtime, piggies.
Come on.
Woohoo! They're very lively, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're
Are we
ready
just throwing it into the
ready
trough?
for breakfast. Just scrounge it in on the top.
Here we go, some over here. Come on up.
That's it.
Whoops. So this, all the pork from here, these animals get sold in your shop?
It does, yes. Yeah.
Because presumably you can't. It's not commercially viable for you to sell to supermarkets and stuff because it's too small.
We just wouldn't produce the volume that the supermarkets want. The only way we can survive is by selling everything direct ourselves through the farm shop or farmers markets or the online shop. Any way we can get it direct to the customer.
Oh. I'm going to have to leave because they're eating my brogues.
Organic produce, ranging from nasturtiums to courgettes, thrive in the farm's community garden, and the environmental ethos even extends to its architecture.
This is an amazing build. Now, this was also fundraised in your inimitable fashion.
Yes, last year we raised £100,000 towards this building from all of our amazing shareholders.
That's a great network of support you have, isn't it?
Fantastic. I mean, they're just so generous. And the nice thing about having so many supporters is everybody gives a little bit and something miraculous happens.
And this is a wonderful building. I mean, it's all this lovely green oak and it looks
beautiful.
Very organic.
It is, yeah, and the very nature of the materials we've used are organic as well. We've got sheep's wool, recycled newspaper, hemp. We've got a green roof over this lovely oak canopy here. We've tried to keep the building in with the ethos of the farm as much as possible.
So, in summary, I mean, what's really changed for you and your brother in the 10 years? I mean, lots.
Yeah, lots has changed, as you can see behind us, but I guess one of the biggest things is that we've changed one landlord who doesn't want us to be here to 8,000 landlords who do want us to be here.
That has got to be a good change.
It is, yes.
The area of farmed land being managed organically nationwide increased by 9% last year. But what's really special here is that such a passionate and committed family came up with a brilliant blueprint that has inspired the modern farming world.
Haywood and Felicity have seen all three houses now, and usually at this point in the show, there'd be a little bit of uncertainty about which one was their favourite. In this case, not so much. I think it's the mystery house, but I have been known to be wrong, so let's find out. Felicity and Haywood, let's talk houses.
Yes, let's.
Now, the first house we all thought you were going to love, but actually you, Felicity, seem to be a bit muted.
I wasn't very good with the first house, was I? No. The fixtures and fittings were amazing. It didn't do anything for me at all.
Haywood, did you share that?
I felt a little bit different than that. I liked the inside of the house, I liked the space. But outside the house, the location with the nearby road, the fact that the garden was overlooked at the back and it was semi-detached and unfinished, I think that really put me off.
We were a little worried about the second house because there was a road and we weren't sure what you were going to make of it, but it seemed to get on quite well.
Yes, we did like the house, didn't we?
Very much.
A lot, instantly. It was very different.
It was just so full of character. It was incredible, both from the outside and then when you went in, and alongside the canal as well. I mean, what a picturesque situation that was. In hindsight, probably a bit too small. There wasn't a really good dining area, for instance, for entertaining.
When we took you to the mystery house, that didn't have a business attached, but it was certainly a home.
The mystery house was absolutely perfect for us, I think. It was really difficult to find a fault on it, as far as we were concerned. The land next to the house, the woods, the odd castle mound, you know,
the odd moat,
you know, sort of enhanced it a little bit.
Bit of an orchard there.
A bit of an orchard, so the outside was absolutely perfect and quiet. And then the inside of the house, beautifully kept and restored. Even the decoration was to our taste, wasn't it, generally?
Yeah,
so
which is very unusual, isn't it, when you like...
It's just the house you could fall in love with. In fact, I'm not sure we haven't already, but it is a house you could fall in love with and really care for.
So do I get from that that would be the house that you'd proceed on? What will happen next?
I think I'm going to rapidly go back home. I'm going to talk to my mortgage advisor, and I, if I can, I'd like to put an offer in on that house.
Great, that's wonderful. And you're behind him on that?
100%.
Wow, wonderful. Well, that's such good news. Well, good luck with all your negotiations.
Thank you.
Let us know.
Thank you for all you've done for us. We've had a great time.
We have really enjoyed it.
Sometimes on this show we get a little overexcited at the prospect of a country business like a tea room or a holiday let, and we lose sight of the bigger picture. Haywood and Felicity reminded us that the most important thing is a beautiful home. So if you've enjoyed us learning a lesson, tune in next time for more Escape to the Country.
Haywood and Felicity remain keen to make an offer on the mystery house, but are hoping to secure the right price on Haywood's property first, before taking things further. If you would like to escape to the country in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.